You have?
Yeah. Me and
When?
my family went here.
Really?
Yeah.
My gosh. You knew about this place before I did?
What do you mean?
I just found this place the other day myself.
Yeah.
Alright, so where do we want to actually do this? And down there, or
They're up there.
up there?
Probably, just so we don't make him uncomfortable.
Alright, okay. Right up here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, pictures of half-naked women on the walls, are they gonna make... I wonder if they make him feel any more or less comfortable?
I can't see Tessa like that.
Ooh, we can even sit down and have a
We
and
also
print
have
stuff.
the advantage if people come up.
Yeah. Oh, we do. We do, don't we? Can see them all. Right out in the open. We got drinks, we got darts. I mean, shit. This is home right here.
Who's that on the board?
Which one are you looking at?
The dartboard.
I don't know. She looks familiar, though. I'll say that much. Give me 1 second. Alrighty then. How's everybody doing today?
Perfect.
Good.
I would love to have everyone here, but unfortunately, Shirley is, as far as I know, in Parsons still, and I haven't seen Rick in a while. I don't know what happened to Rick, but I'm sure they'll be here in spirit in some form. And then there's Sarah, who's a workaholic, which makes me wonder. I want Sarah to be part of this because she wants, deep down, she wants to be part of this. She has these urges. But I'm just wondering, who here thinks that Sarah should not be involved? Straight up. How many of you even know?
Committed.
She wants to be committed. She wants to be committed. She came to me a few months back at City Hall, desperate to get involved in this world. But then, you know, the farmer's market opened in Dean World, and then that seemed to kind of take her time. I mean, she's always been invested in White Widow. And I kind of personally would like to have somebody involved who has that kind of access and that kind of, financial support behind them. Because, I mean, how many of us have financial support? I mean... But at the same time... Well, you guys work there, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh. You fired?
Probably.
Oh my god. Not showing up to work, I bet.
Probably because I had the urge to kill every customer I came across.
Yeah, I can see that as being a problem.
Wanted to stab those joints in their eyes.
That reminds me, I should show up to work one day.
Yeah, maybe you should show up to work one day.
Where do
I
you
work at Rooster's Rest.
You work at Rooster's Rest?
Oh, you should fucking support me, Josiah!
Support
Yeah, I'm
your
sorry.
wife! Alright, I'm just wondering, should we make concessions for Sarah?
Yes,
Why do you say that?
because it's good to have connections that are tied to us.
Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking, too.
Always be involved.
Right. Well, it seems like every time, though, I try to have a meeting, though, it's like... She's always working, so it's just one of those things where it's like... We would have to fit it around her schedule at times. But I mean, if you're willing to do that, if we're willing to do that, then I'm fine with it.
I would talk to her about we need to actually set a time that she can make and make sure that she makes it, but we might need to set a solid
Right.
time.
Yes,
Because
yes.
just saying, hey, sometime after, and then having a 3 or 4 hour window.
Right.
I understand why she can't make it.
Right. Yes. So it would have to be like a little bit later in the tsunami. It's just my one issue is that I know you guys don't typically. You're not always awake.
We are around early.
Yes.
Like last tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
She's around last tsunami too, so maybe if one of these days you could wake up last tsunami.
I could try and do that. Yeah, I could try and do that.
Okay. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what's comfortable for all of us.
Right. Okay. Well, let me see what I can try and get into here. So I want the Smileys to be a much more focused group than they were before. I want them to be much more akin to people who do more than simply kill people. I know everybody here wants to drop blood, and I understand that. We will be dropping lots and lots of blood. But we need to exercise a certain level of restraint at times. Because if everybody and their mother decide... like you, for instance, Bile, I've noticed this at times. You can get a little carried away with people. We don't want everybody to hate us, okay?
I'm sorry. I just hate everybody.
I know you hate everybody, but sometimes you have to control that hate to a certain level, a certain degree, alright? We need to create a face, you know? Yes, me being who I am underneath the skin, I'm a former serial killer who now wants to bring serial killers to justice. That's what I am, you see? I'm telling the truth in certain ways. However, of course, I'm, lying about other things. And you know what I've noticed? They all accept me. They all accept me. I told them I'm a former serial killer, and so far everybody accepts me. Can you believe it?
Good, I'm glad someone feels accepted.
But that's the funny part, It's just like, why would you trust someone like that? So I got them by my
People have
thumb.
feelings.
Yes. See, that's the thing. We need to approach people with kindness and understanding. Because if we want to expand the reaches, if we want to bring more people in and bring more people... See, if we act kind and respectful towards people, we will get respect back. And with that respect, we can gain knowledge, and knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. Of course we can stab people, of course. But with knowledge, we can stab even more people, and we can stab them, for the betterment of the cause. And I want to get into the cause. So there's the Smileys, right? We are the Smileys. But there's something even greater than the Smileys. Something that I want to push that's even larger. And that would be...
Explosions.
Explosions, yeah, explosions. I hope that was
Boom.
not, like, my car. Well...
No, it's your entrance to your greater idea.
So, and, it was perfect. It was perfect timing. Anyway... I want you guys to think of this. Carcer World. Carcer World. You hear me? Carcer World.
Tell me more.
It is a good world. It's a world full of magic and wonders. It's a world where everybody lives together in peace and harmony as
They
they
call it
shed
lucky.
blood. Carcer World is a conglomeration of ideas and concepts. Carcer World is the Smileys and any other groups and independent individuals that we choose to bring into the fold. And I want to bring a lot of people into the fold in one way or another. One such way is this. Before I used to recruit serial killers willy-nilly into the Smileys. What I want to do now is something a little bit different. I want to find out about the currently active serial killers, of which I have already discovered at least 2 or 3 others, in the last however many days it's been, which is why I've been cozy with LSBN. So, I want to find these serial killers. I want to track them down. I want to kidnap them. And I want... Yes?
You want to kill them?
I don't want to necessarily kill them. What I want to do is either offer them the opportunity to join us. Option A is the opportunity to join us. Option B is we bag them and tag them. Kind of like a reserve.
I see.
Carcer World is meant to be like a safari, almost. So essentially, we find serial killers, we bag them, and we tag them. We tag them with the symbol of the smiling face, as well as hashtag Carcer World. Maybe not even a hashtag, maybe just the Carcer World part. But this will indicate that they are now property of Carcer World, and the idea is to track them. We take their phone number, we take their IDs, and we find their... We know their names, and we tell them we are watching. We are always watching. That's one way we can have control over them. We have leverage over them if we know who they are. What the fuck? Okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. Anywho, if we have leverage over them, they can't fuck us. Because before, we got fucked by a lot of serial killers who joined us. And I'm in the business of control now. I want them to fear us. I don't want them to join us, only to stab us in the back later. And I think the best way to do that is to instill a certain level of fear into them and control.
I like it.
Like I said, they're like animals, you know, and when you give
putting
them...
them separate from you?
What's that?
Why are you putting them separate from you when you're a serial killer too?
Well, that's the thing, though. They wouldn't really be separate. They would be part of the world. However, they would, essentially be made to do what we want them to do if we needed them to do something. Because, again, we would know their name, we would know their phone number. Especially if they haven't been caught yet, you know? They're trying to remain incognito.
Do we need to know all of them?
I'd like to know as many as I can. Matter of fact, there's a few that I'd like to know about. There's the perfume killer. There is fertilizer. And there is the tower. Have any of you heard of these people?
Any of this involve me stabbing people? Because no.
Alright, well. The perfume killer took Lawrence Nightingale, the EMS, from the fishing spot, and, essentially, took his blood, sweat, and tears, and turned him into a perfume. It's pretty funny, actually. However, Lawrence is somebody that I kind of like, because Lawrence actually provides me with information occasionally.
I asked him for interview for, what was it? Yoga instructor.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason,
the interview.
For some reason, I can see that, you know? I can see you as a yoga teacher, Josiah.
Lawrence, wasn't he the one that we took?
Yes.
Yep.
But he has since, I mean, listen, he called me and basically told me everything about the perfume killer after he was a victim. So Lawrence is kind of, it's interesting. It's like he has no reason to help us, but he wants to help us. Actually, he called me because he wanted to know if I knew anything about the perfume killer, and then I was like, no. And then he basically had to give me information at that point. Oh, what is going on out there? It's like a fucking war zone. Jesus Christ.
World War III has started, maybe.
I think we're safer in here than we are out there. Fuck.
Probably.
Like apocalypse.
I don't know much about the tower, but he is a dude who has been I think messing around a bit with Ursula Leichenberg. And he apparently, get this, is trying to recruit acolytes to his cause. He recently held someone captive and released them. After, I don't know, apparently they had to say the tower's name on Twitter, and that individual was then released. I don't really know what the tower's game is all about. All I know is that if there's another killer out there who's attempting
Boring.
to...
I don't care about them.
I bet you don't. The funny thing is that there's another group out there that's attempting to recruit acolytes to their cause. I want to know about it, and I want to kind of...
The group.
Yeah. He wants to get acolytes. And that's kind of... I don't know about that. I don't like that.
Who's the group?
I don't know. All I know is that the group is... The individual in question is called the Tower. So I'm guessing the Tower
The
is
Tower group.
like one or multiple people?
So how do I become recruited by them so I can stab people for them and then report back to you?
That is a good... Here's... You want to know the fun... shit. I don't know if... So here's the thing. The Tower left a cipher. And the cipher was deciphered. And, it had a phone number on it. The phone number was the phone number of Shelley from Burger Shot. I don't know why her number was there, but apparently she was a victim of the Tower. I think he likes to take people to the crypt or some shit. And it makes me wonder if she's somehow involved in this. She claims that she's not involved. She claims that she's, she wants to get away from this, and that the Tower is someone dangerous, and we should stay away from him. But at the same time, I wonder, how do we know she's not working for the Tower?
There's only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out.
Light her up and torture her.
I got needles now.
You do. Now, I don't know why her number was left there for a recruitment flyer. I don't really understand why. Unless she is somehow... So the implication is that either she's a recruiter or maybe you have to do something to her in order to get the attention of the Tower. I'm not sure. I am unsure. If you're willing to touch that aspect of things, Jocelyn, I mean, I'll be all for it. What else? Basically, if you are able to get a hold of these people, carve a smiley face into their backs. Carve Carcer World into them as well. Maybe hashtag Carcer World if you want to. The only thing I ask is that you don't actually put it on Twitter, because then... yeah. Maybe they make them put it on Twitter. Now, oh god. This goes for not just the killers. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into Fertilizer. Apparently Fertilizer is some guy who kills people who, I guess harm animals. So basically he, like, lives in the woods or some shit. He lives in the woods, and he, like, kills hunters and shit, or something like that.
Sounds more like my thing. I like him already.
But basically, everybody knows who he is. Like, he's gave his full name to LSBN, and he did an interview with them. Which, everybody knows who he is, it's just the cops haven't found him yet. So basically, if you look at LSBN app, and you find something about the Fertilizer, you may even be able to get his phone number. And you might even be able to call him up and just be like, hey, let's talk. I don't know his full name. I didn't really do that research that far yet, but he's, you know, somebody that anybody that I know about who is a serial killer, I want to know about. And I want them to be bagged, and I want them to be tagged. And, okay.
How do we lure any serial killers out?
Well, the one way that I've been working on the perfume case has been, I've been going out to the fishing spots, fishing, waiting to see if something happened. I've been baiting myself. That's kind of the only lead I have, and where, you know, because he picked somebody up from the fishing spot. And essentially, that's what I've been doing. And say that someone were to bait themselves, but had a bunch of us watching. So if something were to happen to that person, we would then proceed to move in, hold our guns to him, and take him someplace, and bag him and tag him.
Sounds like a reasonable plan.
I want information. That's what I want. I want to know everything about all these people. But it doesn't just stop at serial killers. I have a list of people that I want to go after. And these are people some of you already know, but I'm sure some of you obviously do not know. I want to kill Timothy Snapple Jr., Leanna Grander. Shit. Who else? Gosh, I feel like there's an... How am I already forgetting someone? I feel like I had a whole... I'm forgetting the people who I want to kill. It's fucked up, isn't it? Give me 1 second here.
Jerry.
Here's the thing about Jerry. He has been quite helpful to me. He actually is the reason why I found this place.
Fuck him.
Dude, you didn't... We just
I'm
had...
going to kill Jerry.
We had a paintball session.
I'm
Yeah, and I
going
wanted to
kill
stab him
Jerry.
the entire fucking
If I had
time.
been there during the paintball session, he would be split open on the floor.
Okay, well, it's, this is murky waters here. This is very
I have
murky
your
waters.
reasons for wanting to kill all kinds of people. I have my reasons for wanting to kill Jerry.
Right.
Well, you guys should do it.
You don't get a say.
Now, here's the
see it like
thing.
this.
Here's the thing, though, about Jerry. It's one of those things where some stuff happened and some stuff didn't happen.
Uh-huh.
But a
So
lot of stuff
that's why it's a little murky there. Like, I don't want to just, you know...
Why don't we let these two take care of him in their way?
I feel like he's somebody who we should use as another explosion. What? Is it?
Well, fine. Then you can deal with him. I never want to see him.
Right. Well, is it fireworks season? Okay. So, he has an elusive... Listen, if you guys want to do something to Jerry, you can do something to Jerry, but I don't know if I'm going to be involved in that. Because he
It's
has
probably
been...
just planes we're hearing. You're good.
All right.
We could do it as unaffiliated to you.
All right. I need to remind myself who I want to kill. Actually, I want to do the same thing to some of these people, because again, it's about taking charge. It's about making these people part of us, whether they want to be or not. Carcer world encompasses any and all. Give me 1 minute here. I need to find, Okay, Leanna Grander, yeah. Not that one. Well, I guess actually, technically speaking, those are the two that I want to kill who are, Oh yeah, I think eventually I'm going to kill Ursula Leichenberg. Right now I'm using her as a resource, of information, because here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ursula. She's the reason I found out about the tower. She is somebody who, I found a perfume bottle at the farmer's market, before the police did. This perfume bottle, had at least, there were 2 notes left there. And there were songs on those. They were, playing on some Walkmans. Or actually, there was one Walkman there with a song there. It had the telltale signs of a fucking serial killer. Me and Jerry explored the scene, and I snapped a photo, like a true investigator. Police showed up, and they were exploring the scene, so obviously it was of interest to the cops, and obviously that means it's probably connected to the perfume guy. I then proceeded to add a note there of my own to the scene because I wanted to make contact with the perfume killer. Unfortunately, he didn't get the information because the police came, and you know what they do, they clean the scenes up. So that happened, and what did I do? I then proceeded to leave my own note there, and I put Ursula's number there at random, because the first time I did that, I put, Christopher J. Robinson's, number there, just for shits and giggles, because I just wanted the news to get fucked with by serial killers. It's just the type of chaos I wanted to start. So I did that. And then I proceeded to call Ursula with a voice changer and pretended to be the perfume killer. And I threatened to turn her into a perfume. Fast forward to a day or two later, I call her as Kenneth Jesperson, and I tell her that, hey, I found your phone number on this scene. So, she thinks I'm a perfectly sovereign, safe, and good citizen of Los Santos. She doesn't seem to have any clue that I'm the one who called her. And because she seemingly trusts me, I can dig for information from LSBN if I have to. Actually, we all could if we all wanted to have an in there, I suppose. The idea, though, is that I want to learn whatever LSBN learns about killers. So Ursula Leichenberg is our source. Do please call her if you see her number in the yellow pages.
Anonymously?
No. Call her as yourselves. We're building trust. We're building love. Don't show her what you look like when you're wearing your masks. Don't show her what you look like this. She doesn't know anything about this smile shit. However, she's somebody who I feel like will need to, investigate us at some point. You know how we are. You know how it is, right? We want people to investigate us, don't we? Because that's how we get our attention. Yes? Does anybody agree? Yes, no, maybe so?
And how would you want me to introduce myself?
You could just say that you're an associate of Kenneth. You could all say that you're associates of Kenneth. I mean, again, she trusts me.
And she's not going to flip out
No.
and think, who is this psychopath on the phone?
You just have to play the role of Betty, Bile.
But Betty is so boring.
I understand. Kenneth is boring too, but you know what? Somebody's got to play the part, you know? We all have to play the part. The only way we can dig for information is if we get cozy with people. Alright?
I suppose I can do that.
Now, Josiah, are you is it confirmed you're working for Rooster's Rest? You have we lost you? Have we lost Josiah?
Lost me?
Oh, there you are. Are you working for Rooster's Rest then?
Yeah, I'm in their employment app.
Okay. Maybe you can dig for information there.
Maybe. I might get fired soon, I think.
What? Why?
I don't like it there.
Well, maybe you should start liking it there. For the sake of Carcer World, it might behoove you to start liking it there, because I'd like to know what's going on around the city, even outside of the world of serial killers.
Yeah, I could try.
Alright. Okay, also, what I would also like to do is I would like to plant graffiti all around the city, if that's possible. Hashtag Carcer World with smiley faces. If you guys are able to do that, that's one way to get the message across. That seems to be what a lot of people do. They fucking put their Rise posters up, or their perfume posters up, or whatever. They like to advertise in that way. But maybe in places that are a little bit less, public. I also want to give you guys maybe more pins, too, because if you meet people that you like, maybe you can give them to them, and if you feel like you can trust them, we can bring them into Carcer World as well, because I would like to bring groups into Carcer World. Like the Infinity Group. That's one thing I forgot. The Infinity Group. A group of people who are obsessed with Merle Abrams, the serial killer from, like, I don't know, 20 years ago. I want to bring all these groups in, and I want to give them direction in one way or another. Whether it be through kindness or a sharp object. It's about instilling fear into those who would cause fear. Are people... thoughts, concerns, criticisms of what I've said so far?
I have none. Can't wait to get started.
This is an open forum.
I believe I'm...
Alright, if nobody has anything they want to say, then that's good. We can move on to, I think, what Bile has to say. Actually, wait, yeah, before we do that, if any of you have your own machinations for a story you want to tell, do please care to share in this moment. I suppose we can start with you, Bile.
Okay. Now I have an idea of a game. There's 2 versions of the game that I wish to play. Or maybe just one of them. One of them is to lure people into...
Give me 1 second.
We up the ante each week by giving them a different task. And the tasks get harder and harder. Until the end task, when they are asked to do something so vile. They either do it, or they back out. They back out. They're then hunted by us. And killed, and left as a message. If they win, and do as they are asked, we can use it as a recruitment tool. And maybe invite them to our circle. But the other version of the game is where we invite many people. We either meet them individually or together. And we ask them if they want to take part in a sort of hunt. The individuals will give us their IDs. We will then pass out the IDs to each person. Whoever that person gets on the ID is their target. They hunt these people down, one by one. They try to hurt them, maim them, not kill. They then take their card and move on to the next person. And then the winner, the person with the most IDs, after a certain period of time. And again, they can either join us or be an ally. What do we do? I've yet to write the rules of the game. But I'm going to make work of that this week. I was just wondering if everybody wanted to take part or just watch as it unfolds in front of us.
Well, there's
I
one.
reserve the right to step in.
Okay. I mean, if there's anything that I like to do, I like to watch.
I would like to take part.
I would like it.
I will take part, perhaps at the end. If they
Good.
can manage to succeed in their endeavors, and if they actually go through with it. You know how people can be in this city. You give them a task, what are the odds of them actually completing it?
True. If they don't complete it, something happens to them or their family.
Well, ultimately, in the end, I want the decision of whether or not they join to be up to, me. Which is why I feel like they should
course.
meet me at the end.
Of course.
Like, you can facilitate that. If you can facilitate this, Bile, I am all for it. But it's just, I feel like I, myself, may need to take a somewhat of a back seat. However, I do want you to implicate... Well, not implicate. I feel like there should definitely be some connection to, again, Carcer World and the Smileys.
How about I create a pin?
What kind of pin?
That would relate to Carcer World.
I like the sound of that.
Maybe a pin with a C on it or something similar.
Perhaps. All right.
Perhaps we could leave these pins at the locations, and when they carry out the task, we can direct them to the pins, and that's their reward, and their proof that they have done the task.
Right. Here's the thing about that. You would probably have to make sure that you put these pins in a location like a dumpster or a storage container of some sort. Because otherwise weird things happen sometimes, you know? It's like that shit I think animals come and they eat that shit. You know, it's weird.
We can arrange that.
Okay. Hell, actually, you can put one of them up there as a dumpster at Rebel Radio. That's very, kind of off the beaten path. I just used that the other day.
Oh, really? For what?
I had to give a gift to somebody.
Another wife?
I guess you could say that.
Oh, really? You're married again?
Yep, for the 5th time.
You're a bigamist.
Before we get into, more, I guess, with, any ideas that the others have, how do you guys feel about the idea of a security force?
Like what?
I don't know, a security team. Like,
Would it make us money?
Not necessarily. I think maybe money would happen down the line, but...
Oh, Josie, do you want your licenses?
Yes.
That reminds
Okay,
me.
we can do that after.
That reminds me. Everybody here needs to get a weapons license.
Okay, I have to
Legally
that.
obtained weapons license.
Stop you. So,
I know, but I feel like... Here's the thing. Everybody needs to have a gun, okay? This is a world without some of the elements that we need, and a gun is very important. You never know what some of these people might try to do to you if you just pull a knife out on them. If you don't have a gun, there's a 50-50 chance you're gonna get fucked.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
So, I would prefer that everybody here get a gun license and, you know, or at the very least obtain a gun, I mean, and then proceed from there. We don't necessarily, again, guns are props. Guns are props. Very rarely,
mine.
except for,
Slap.
except for
Scat, scat.
certain cases.
Then leaving them to die at the back of a shitty nightclub.
Listen, we
Beep boop.
called the ambulance, okay?
Reminds me when I was playing with my friend and I accidentally shot them in the, you know, leg.
Wow.
Why would you shoot your friend in the leg?
It was on accident.
Was it?
My friend.
Why would you hit your fiance with an axe?
What do you mean?
Good question. Oh, that wasn't directed at you, Josiah.
I never hit Josie with an axe. I would never hit her.
No, Dahlia, don't be sore. Get it? Sore?
Be kind to her. She's nice.
Oh my god, you two.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there, okay?
I'm gonna go stab.
What's that?
Too much talking. I'm gonna go stab somebody.
Well, I suppose then that means that Carcer world has been enacted.
Good.
I guess I'll get
Looking
into the
another
whole
pin.
security thing later, but I'm not even 100% sure I want to do it, but... Alright, I guess let's go, introduce a new level of anarchy to Los Santos.
So I can go stab people now.
Yeah! Remember,
Right, people.
hashtag Carcer world. Smiley
Could you
faces.
find another fucking name?
The fuck? It's a great name.
Yay, I gotta
Do you want us
explode
to
people
actually
at
tweet this?
concerts again.
No, you're not gonna tweet it. You don't tweet it. The victim tweets it.
Oh, I was going to say,